Kia ora watu koutou katoa, no mai, whakatau mai rā. Kia Sky for round 5 of the NZRL Women's Premiership, coming to you live from Rugby League Park in Te Whangarui, Wellington. Ko Dale Tēnei, thanks so much for your company this Saturday afternoon, the Orcas and the Bulls. And once again, a pleasure to be broadcasting alongside Rugby League notoriety in Blake Ashford. Hey Blake, good to be commentating with you today. And of course the weather, pretty consistent, overcast, but drizzly. A little bit tough out in the middle, but looking forward to this clash as our wahine do battle here from Wellington and from Canterbury. Tēnā koe, Blake.
Tēnā koe, Dale. I am very excited for this, and there we see the team list for the Wellington Orcas. Faifua at the back, Rickard and Piniata in the halves are the ones who I think will really, I think they're the ones that are going to have to control this game, but I do believe Daniel McEwen, the coach we're going to hear from shortly.
Well, Daniel, lost by 4 points against Waikato last weekend. How disappointing was that result not to pick up some points?
Yeah, look, I think it was a game we were in control of, so it was just a matter of, well, your typical game of two halves, and they came out and played better in the second half, and we let ourselves down by not continuing the good that we started off on.
Looking back at the season, how have the players found the competition at this level?
I think what it's done is it's identified maybe some shortfalls in our own competition and where we're lacking. So if we can fix a few things in that area next season and then hopefully be able to build off the back of that and put in some better performances next year.
Up against the Bulls today, what have you made of their side this season?
Mate, they've been great. I think they're the most improved team from last year's competition. They were very good last year, but the most improved team this year definitely. So mate, we're going to have our hands full, but if we can play to our potential and hopefully put some pressure on them, things might go our way.
All the best, mate. Looks like it's finding up.
Yeah, hopefully.
Awesome.
Okay, cheers.
So Daniel McEwen there as well, and of course the support out there for Westland. That's Kyra Lee, Westland playing in jersey number 13, obviously, and plenty of support there for the Cantabrians. Let's have a look at their team list as they line up, about to take on the or come onto the field here at Rugby League Park. Well, Tawasa Poaraisa is experienced Westland. Obviously, we'll keep an eye out for them on behalf of her supporters, Futu Moala and Crow. In the engine room with Sears in the middle. At the back, they've got plenty of experience. And Shante Poko, one of the best in the game in a local sense. Siatanga, Rapida out wide. Lynch Brown is at the back. Let's go and hear from the coach of the Canterbury Wahine, Joseph Purcell-Mika.
Well, Joe, your team's impressed many with the way they've performed this year. What have you made of the team's performance?
Quite proud of the girls. We've started well. Fortunately, we went down last week, but that's footy. We just regrouped. We're hoping to finish on a high today and get that third spot.
What is the state of league in the South Island like?
At the moment, it's quite good. This is the environment and the girls is it's awesome. This is where it's at. There's a lot of girls coming through the grades. We're just looking to build a special thing here and a legacy for the girls to come next following years to come.
What's the approach for today's game?
We just got to play Canterbury footy, and we can't take these girls lightly. So it's important for us to complete and grind, and also on our good ball and capitalise off their mistakes.
All the best, mate. It's turning into a beautiful day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great to have you with us here on Sky Sport, and a real pleasure to be bringing both the men's and women's games to your screens across the Motu. Looking forward to this one here at Rugby League Park. Weather conditions, well, at the moment it's 15 degrees, and as always in the capital, a little bit of wind around. And we just know that the women's game across both sides of the Tasman has really taken a shot in the arm, and that would have been evident as well in the junior rugby league that you've been witnessing in the last month or two, Blake. The quality of the game is always on the improve, and with the increased focus and respect for the women's game through the NRLW, there are pathways being created for these wahine that really give them a chance to think, if I work hard, I can really make something of their opportunity within the game.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's sort of untapped, really, where this pathway could go. I still think there's more growth to be had in the women's game. And we're definitely looking still at the early stages, but NRLW has definitely now with the Wahine, the Warriors in to the NRLW competition, has definitely shot a lot of young ladies into contention for rugby league and really want to play it. And there are some pathways, and like I said, it's still early days, and I think the game will be growing a bit more.
Shante Puko is the captain of the Canterbury squad, and she's hugely experienced. Once again, it will be the Cantabrians working from right to left, and that's not a great start for the home team. It was a perfect kick, though, and you've got to give credit to the person on the tee, because to put it dead obviously gives him a straightforward opportunity too, as the home team now through Maya Rickard will be forced to go underneath the crossbar for their start here in the game. Great to have you with us this afternoon here on Sky Sport for this clash in round 5. And it's high and taken in by Canterbury, and then the carry straight ahead there goes Anika Gates-Thorne. So she's got the ball. This is Caitlin Sears, plenty of experience too from the number 9, and a charging run. Good run too from Bunty. Kuruwaka Crow, who has the football. Neat opportunity here for Canterbury, but can they start the way that their coach would have wanted? It's as straightforward as that, and rocking on through the middle goes Bailey Rapira. And, well, a faultless start for the visitors from Otautahi, and a great start out wide as they score the first try.
And it shows why they have won 2 games so far in this competition. And it's just simple footy through the middle at first with Bunty Kuruwaka Crow. And they go to the right, and it's that experience of Shante Poku, who just simply sets it up, puts it through the numbers, and it goes on, as we said, to Bailey Rapira, who runs a beautiful line to score and open the scoring a minute 30 in. So, look, a mistake. We saw this in the men's game, a couple mistakes, and Wellington were on the back foot. Well, one mistake already from the Wellington side off the kickoff, and the Canterbury side have capitalised.
Well, it couldn't have been better, really, with the kick off going dead, and then the ball sitting up in the wind as well, so unable to get much distance from the dropout from under the crossbar. And this is a difficult conversion. You can see the flags, or the flag on the far side of the field, so it'll be a good one if able to slot. It's rising good, it's looking good. Hey, this is the way to start the game. And that's a great start for Canterbury there. I'm not normally one to get excited about conversions, but you know.
Well, I believe Cassie Siatonga was the one who kicked it. She might have kicked off as well. So Cassie Siatonga not only kicked off, got them the ball back, but definitely from the sideline. We saw which way the wind was going, but that ball did not waver. Straight through the middle. 6-0 Canterbury. Early stages.
Early stages of the game, though. But, you know, sometimes in footy, it takes a little bit of settling. You can talk about it all you like in the sheds and say, girls, we need to be concentrating on, you know, come on, teammates, let's get it all together. So here is the kickoff. Some great athleticism from these players. Downstairs, Waitui Cooper making the tackle here for Te Whanganui-Atara, the Orcas. Of course, reference to the beautiful marine mammals that make their way into the Wellington harbour from time to time. As the bulls, I don't know if that's the most appropriate name for our Wahine from Canterbury, but we'll support them as the Cantabrians, as once again the impressive Caitlin Sears have been calling Caitlin's footy for a number of years proudly, and she's certainly got a ton of ability. Now this as well, a testing bomb, but it finds its way across the dead ball line. So we'll restart for the Orcas, and they'll be pleased to have a set at their disposal. 20 out from the line.
It was a great option just to leave it 5-4. I wouldn't try and catch that ball either. Poko, the experienced veteran, just put a spiral bomb up in this wind. It would have been very tough to catch, but let the ball bounce, and it goes in the Wellington Orcas' favour. Wellington's favour, sorry, shall I say, and they're working their way off their own line now.
Yeah, it's as we mentioned, or as you do each time, you know, in a game of rugby league, these early exchanges are really important, but ball retention is perhaps the priority, and controlling the set and getting away to a good kick at the back can be such a confidence builder for squads. And at the moment, Wellington are doing just that. And that ball, of course, well, deemed to have gone back. I thought there was a hand on it. This carry is from Malia, and the ball has gone down. So these little errors not unexpected, but nevertheless, it's exactly what coaches are trying to coach against, to keep it tight, don't be too flamboyant. Could easily have gone to ground, or the pass in normal circumstances would have stuck, but this time around doesn't.
It's tough for a coach because you want to obviously get to the end of the set, but you can see what was happening there. If the ball went to hand, Wellington are down there with the try-scoring opportunity. So, you know, for Dan McEwen, I'd say he would keep encouraging the girls to play footy, but they got to execute when they get chances like that. Rapira back through the middle. She's got 6 on her back, playing in the centres this afternoon.
There's a bit of a shuffling around. Cassie Siatonga's in 12, but effectively playing a standoff today. Other changes, the fullback is Kyla Lynch-Brown. She's in 5. And Lucy Mahuika is in 1, but on the side. So a little bit of a reshuffle. The number 3 there is well known to us, though. Pawasaya, very good player. And there's a rake in there as well.
Yeah, claiming one-on-one. It just looked like I think the tackle was complete. So obviously there's a penalty there. And they go straight on the attack. Kuru Waka Crow. It's going straight through the 14, looking almost scored.
Yeah, danger times again here for the home team. They're pretty slick, this Canterbury outfit. They're playing for 3rd today, and a knock on, so pounced upon by Wellington in their danger zone as well. They'll need to just force their way forward here. But again, controlling this set, absolutely critical. They've conceded 1 try early, 7 minutes gone, still just 6-0. And Wellington can ill afford to concede another try. Now this is a spirited carry with good post-contact meters from Tyra Leota. 1 out running, and that's okay. Here, good D put on there by Kyra Lee Westland. Good defensive qualities, Kyra Lee. And that time around, well, it was a pretty straightforward ball. It should have been taken, and Cooper will be disappointed not to have grasped the Steeden or the leather.
It's hard work from Wellington because I don't think we've seen the best out of their forwards at the moment because they've been asked to defend so much. We haven't seen the likes of former Kiwi Fern Cat Wirakohu get the ball. The number 22 out there, experienced veteran who, when she has the ball in hand, is very damaging, but just asked to do a lot of contact and defense work at the moment through the middle third.
So now Wellington forced to do more defence as Shade McGregor-Pako, who has been in this squad for a number of seasons, gets hold of the football. It's Sears, and directing the traffic nicely. There's the pass back on the inside. It goes to Sears, but the referee said another knock on. So some troubling handling issues at the moment for both teams. The inside ball was seeking out Poanesa.
And you see, like, I think with this, both teams are a bit nervous because even though Wellington, they have yet to record a victory in this competition, there is a lot to play because you don't want to go without a win for the season. I know the players don't want that and the coach doesn't want that. So this game does mean a lot and still has a lot on the line, the same as Canterbury trying to finish as high as they can on the ladder. So both teams just nervous early on, I believe.
Far side of the field now, Wellington in possession. They just really need to get some metres in, get down to the other end of the field. They've played almost exclusively in their own turf at the moment with the carry through from the 22. Nice little ball out here. This is Acacia Ormidi with the run. Acacia. And holding. Good defensive work there from McGregor Paco once again. Ricard. Clarence there with Mate with the kick. The bounce important here. And it favours Canterbury there. Waiting for it. And then gassing for what was a gap that closed up quickly. Acacia Ormond is working hard. This is Faifua. He comes in with the headgear on for Wellington. Faifua. Good run here from Ponaisa once again. Proud Samoan Wahine with a ton of experience. That's good go forward too on the carry. Bit of attitude as well. Good run there. Ponaisa sets it up. Gates, Thorne. As Anika takes the ball forward again, Sears. And launching it high. Siatonga, and it's allowed to bounce. Well, both defenders and attackers are after the football, but it beats everyone across the dead ball line. No damage done from the Wellington perspective.
No, and the Canterbury side were asking. They thought it was touched by 5-4. But no, the touch judge and the referee have a quick chat, and it's out, and it looks like it's going to be a 7-tackle set to the Wellington side. And both halves for Canterbury put up some very scary bombs, especially with the weather and the wind they have down there at the moment in Wellington. Shante Poko and Cassie Siatonga, both last tackle options, and Wellington have to be onto it, because if you're not putting kick pressure on them, I feel sorry for Lourdes 5-4 all day. He's going to have to work overtime to catch some of those bombs.
Well, the combination here, even on defence between Caitlin Sears and Ponaisa, is impressive, as we see a strip as well. So that'll be a welcome bit of relief here for the home team. And they'll be kicking towards the far side of the field here from our broadcast side of Rugby League Park. With that responsibility, Savannah Piniata. And this is the best opportunity thus far. 11-12 gone now in the first half of action. If you've just tuned in, this is round 5 of the Women's Premiership. And it's featuring the Orcas from Wellington and the Canterbury squad, obviously, from that proud region of Fumotote. Here with the football and the push forward is TK Leaf. That's a good run from Leaf. Needing to capitalise. Wellington trying to create some momentum. Through the hands to the back row. Caitlin Lewin with a good carry. She's wrapped up by Sears. 15 metres from the try line. Here come the Orcas. Offloading nicely. Now just 5 metres out from the try line. Acacia Ormede through the hands. It's Ricard. That ball's gone to ground. It's wrapped up by 5-4, but damage is done. As you see, young Kyla Lynch-Brown picking up the ball, and it will be a feed for Canterbury. Just 10 metres out. Well, an opportunity, really. Field position was good. Just discipline there.
Yeah, it wasn't the cleanest pass out wide to Eferemo Liafe. It just went above her left shoulder. But Wellington look the best when they're going in twos. When they're running one out and looking for an offload. As we see a quick break from Canterbury down the sideline, it is actually the number 5 playing fullback, Kyla Lynch-Brown. And Canterbury straight back on the attack.
Well, they'll need to be on their defensive qualities here, as the Wellington squad are under some pressure. This is a wall of black and gold defence. Nice work on Kurawaka Crow. Plays the ball quickly to the darting Sears, who shows it on the inside to Poranesa and then creates an opportunity out wide. This is Lucy Mahuika, who has the football and is driven back. Almost lost it. Slight build, Lucy, but great to see her in there. No doubt got plenty of wheels, and given some space will be quite an addition to the back line here for the visitors from Canterbury. Sears appeals for a quicker play of the ball. She's finally got it through the hands to Shontaine. Then the kick late, somewhat isolated on the far side of the field and allowing it to bounce as it comes to Waitui Cooper, stepping initially around one and then is wrapped up by her opposite number, Lolo here. Waitui Cooper out of the St. George Club on debut, ex-Wainui Amata, but comes into the match with some pretty good credentials for the Wellingtonians. At the back, it's Faifua playing the ball. Wellington putting their shoulder to the grindstone or something like that. What's the saying?
Oh, mate, you're more seasoned than me.
Pedal to the metal.
There we go.
Yeah, but you get all these things twisted and broken up. Shoulder to the wheel, I think it might be.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what I usually do. I start making my own up. So
well, go for it.
Whatever you say, you just roll with it. It sounded good to me anyway.
Okay, great. Sounds great. Cuts the chopping board to the knife. Look at this one. Over the top. Oh, shredding it like coleslaw. You can take it up wherever you like, Blake.
Oh, mate, it's hard to follow that act. Oh, but that was beautiful kick there. And look, Canterbury, I'm still trying to gather my thoughts, and I'm writing down these little sayings as we're going.
Count it out. Oh, look at this one. Oh, that ball's been jarred loose.
Oh, a little reprieve there for Canterbury. Thought it might have just been in the motion of the tackle, but there was a hand in there. Good spotting from the referee once again. They've been exceptional today, the referees, in both games. In this women's game so far as well. And Wellington letting Canterbury just into their half once again.
I hope you're enjoying the action. Just reflecting back on the previous game, if you have just joined in, it was an interesting and enjoyable game. In the end, 34-20 winners. The Canterbury squad over Wellington in the men's game, which went away earlier this afternoon. But our focus here on the Wahine Tour, and they're underway. Here comes Big Bunty, Kurawaka, Crow. And wishing Bunty well, too, as he departs the Warriors tomorrow. He'll be in the game for the New South Wales Cup as the ball comes nicely out to Kyla Lynch-Brown, holding on. Oh, well, that was tough. That was tough out wide for Lucy Mahuika. But had it have stuck, I think Lucy might have had some wheels to get around the outside.
I think so. Look, the lead-up work from Cassie Siatonga. I mean, she's really caught my eye to start this match. Just the time she's got to play. There was obviously, she wanted someone to come underneath her then. And even though it didn't eventuate to that, just the silky pass out in front to her support players created that opportunity, and she's really one to watch out for.
Yeah, really skillful, isn't she? Just sort of shows it, almost toying with the defensive lines.
Yep.
And again, off the ball. Well, it's really been a drop-a-thon so far in the match.
Has been 17 gone, and you know both teams would want to go back in and probably start the game over again. I mean, apart from the one in the first minute where Canterbury went over with some sharp play, it's been knock-ons, just poor discipline from both sides. But look, Canterbury have looked most likely when they've had the chance, and Poko and Siatonga, I think, will link up here maybe in this set to create something.
She's experienced and she knows. Look, direct running and holding onto the football will create opportunities, and this is a good solid carry as well from Westland, who is impressive. Got the support crew there as well. Look out, Kurawaka grow once again, and that's some solid defence right in front of the posts. But still danger time here for Wellington. The Orcas under the pump, spinning out wide, holding it, drop off on the inside into the line. Still coming up short, McGregor Paco. And then using the big charging effort and looking to spin, they're able to hold back Moala Fortu. Can they do it again, though, Wellington? Threading the needle into the end goal, beating everyone across the dead ball line, but the thinking was smart from Shantae.
Yeah. It was a great last play option, really, where the fullback was out of position, but just Poko would like the execution back just a little bit too much on it. Were you talking about the end goals were a bit shallow, weren't they?
Well, just on that angle, they do look it.
Maybe would it be maybe one side? They
well, I hope not, Blake. I get what you're saying.
That's where the mind wanders.
Yeah,
a lot of questions.
Sometimes camera angles can be a little off-putting.
Yeah.
But this is actually working out okay for Wellington. They could easily have conceded one or two tries. That defensive work on the line was encouraging for them. And so if they can hold on to the football in this set, they'll really develop some confidence. I did it again, sorry about that. The pass wasn't so sharp.
It wasn't. They created an opportunity, though. And that's the thing. They're creating opportunities, and it's just this last pass. TK Leafe has the opportunity there just to find a winger and just pass behind. So, look, I'm impressed with Acacia Omere as well, the captain in the 15 jersey. She's getting through her work through the middle, taking a lot of carries. And I think if they have some support play around her, that's where they're going to find some joy. The structure doesn't seem to be working for them at the moment, but some second phase footy with the offloads is the one for me.
Well, here we have a really committed footballer, and that was poor as well. The referee will call that one back. So, as I say, it's a knock-on-a-thon, it's a drop-a-thon at the moment. But when they do come together, I think things will open out a bit. Yeah, Acacia Omere, experienced out of the Porirua club side here in the capital. Just looking, there's a number of Porirua players on at the moment, including Maya Ricard, Kat Wirakohu as well, the prop forward. She's two from the Porirua squad, New Zealand Māori Fern and Kiwi Fern. Actually had a run, Kat, with the Newcastle Knights back in the day. And also with Northland Rugby. So a lot of these wahine have some pretty decent pedigree and CVs when it comes to sport. Ultimately, we're the benefactors. Now holding the pass. Important to keep hold of the ball as Amelia Rapida has the ball for Te Whangarui Atara. 21 minutes gone, still the one try in it. And at this stage, anyone's game as Malia, if Raim or Leaf carries the ball forward. And Clarence Tiwi Mate wants a quick play the ball. She's got it now. Here come Wellington. Is this a better opportunity for them as Maya Ricard looks to slice between two defenders? She's cut down now. 20 metres out from the try line. They'll go down the short side. Little double around. In fact, it's a good surging run, too, from TK Leaf, who finds herself just 8 metres out from the try line. Kat Wirakohu gets the ball down the left edge. The try line is in sight, but ultimately just a step too far away. But that was promising attack, and in the end, Tyler Leota couldn't quite get to the try line, but it will build confidence in the Orcas to say that they can carry, they can see their set out, and let's see how they go now that their defensive work comes into focus.
Well, it's not a bad option to run it on the last. We've seen a couple of times the ball has gone dead and teams have had 7 tackles set, so a good option. And now just test their defense. If they get through this set clean, get the ball back, and just as we do, as I start to speak and say, let's not give away a penalty, the referee steps in and another penalty given away, and Canterbury march out of their own half quite easily, you would think. A great touch finder by Shante Porco.
That was absolutely.
Up to almost halfway, and they'll have some attacking plays in this set, really attacking the line.
Well, they've got their experience that they are reliant on as Rapida looks across and finds the surging runner. Putting it together as Caitlin Sears gets hold of it. Now Poko, she too looks for some supporters. Umanga carries it to Ripan Umanga, who gets to her feet. Canterbury, classy this time. Mwalafotu taking 3 defenders with her. Mwalafotu, Sears. Big run from Jazz Wynyard here with the football. Here's a great opportunity now for Canterbury. Westland alive, and this is looking good. There's the run through. Nice finish from Kyla Lynch-Brown, playing at fullback with the 5 jersey. And good lead-up work for Canterbury. That's try number 2 after 23 with a 10-0 lead and a kick to come.
And it shows what can happen if you just hold on to the ball. And beautiful work once again. She sums it up. Cassie Siatonga. Kyra Lee Westland just goes to the line. It was a quick tip on to Cassie Siatonga. Dropped one under, showed, straightened up for 1 second. And then it was just out the back. They had a good lead run from the number 4 in McGregor Parkau. And then the number 5, Kyla Lynch-Brown. She just hits it. There's a gap there. Siatonga puts it right where she can catch it. Too fast and then just straight. Makes it easier for her goal kicker who laid on the try for her. So Kyla Lynch-Brown gets them out to a 10-point lead.
Yeah, she looks very athletic with a look of speed as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing them using Lucy Mahuika You know, when we think of smaller framed players, they can often have a solid impact. Of course, you need your big footballers through the middle, create the opportunities, but Kyla looks like she's got plenty of pace.
Yep.
As we see, the number 12, Cassie Siatonga, has been one of the best so far and is able to convert. Took 22 minutes from the first to the second try, so that will be heartening for the Orcas. Nevertheless, they'll have to just be very mindful of the slick effort that's coming from the 7 and the 12, the halfback and the standoff here. We're talking Poko and Siatonga, who really guiding Canterbury around with a great deal of experience and class here this afternoon. You're watching round 5, the last round before finals of the National Women's Rugby League, and proudly brought to you on Sky, who are celebrating our provincial players and the efforts and the strong traditions in our regions for a code that's dominated by the big professional matches. And I've heard plenty of compliments to and for Sky Sport on their willingness to show down home, grassroots, flax roots rugby league. It's certainly a pleasure to broadcast it as well. Blake Ashford in our commentary position today. And you see plenty of it in club football too, down where you call home, mate, in Tauranga Moana, in the Coastlines region, teams out of Te Puke, down in the Bay of Plenty, all getting an opportunity on the national stage thanks to Sky's support.
Yeah, we see Bay of Plenty in the Premiership this year, obviously a tough battle in the men's side of things, and their women, I know, will be hoping to get up into this competition very shortly. So, you know, even in the championship level, in the women's and the men's, it's good to see. I know Northern Swords actually won the women's championship and looked like they could handle this level. But as we're speaking about the Wahine, look at this Canterbury team just march straight up the field off kickoff.
Yeah, dangerous, isn't it? Ashante Poko once again. See, here's the skill set this time. Pressure on at the back. Where's the bounce going to go? It beats everybody again, but only just. The thinking was solid. Put a lot of pressure on Wellington at the back, and they'll be pretty pleased that they didn't concede another try in the 27th minute.
Waitui Cooper just tried to attempt it and last minute decided to pull out. Not a bad option with like some of these bombs that Puko's putting up. They'd be very scary in the wind up there, swirling around. And a good little option from Cooper out there on the wing.
So the Orcas have control of the football, and that is a run with attitude, and that's what's needed here to spark interest as Taira Leota carts the ball forward. Clarice Tiwe Mate looks on for the charging Kat Wirakohu. Kat's repelled, but evidenced in the attitude, the lifting, which is needed here. That's a good carry as well. And once again, it sears across the top. She is a machine on defence, Caitlin. Holding up the pass. Just trying to create the opportunity through the middle there for our media. Ranapia. But unfortunately for the Orcas, the hit resulted in the loss of the football. That's Cherie Burgess in 21. Cherie's keeping herself busy as well. Fresh legs on the park here for coach Dan McEwen. A solid D that time around, and tough for Cyrilla Lolo here. He gets to her feet and plays the ball a little bit ginger as well. Nice dummy. Poko under some pressure and eventually put away by Wirakohu. Yeah, the shape important. That's a little move back on the inside again, using the best. Ponaisa. Beautiful little show on the inside, and again out to Shade. One of the more experienced campaigners here for the Canterbury squad. Ponaisa once again. To ground. Better be very watchful here, the Wellington defenders, as Puko takes it forward, shows it, steps it, whole shots it, and then dribbles the ball into the in goal, where it's taken and able to get out into the field to play. Classy stuff by Savannah Piniata.
Yes. Piniata had a lot of work to do, and look, Puko had some great timing. It looked like she had all the time in the world, stepping off her right foot a couple of times and then just summing up the situation to put it in the in goals. But Savannah Piniata, great work for the Wellington side, and they're just one out at the moment, but I just feel like if they can complete a set That's their main task. And once again, I've got to learn just to maybe not make these comments because it doesn't seem to be working out too well.
It's all right, Blake. You just never know, do you? Here's Sears. Paranesa once again. And Suri to her feet. Sears, well, she knows where to put it. This is, again, challenging as we see the fullback chiming in once again, Lynch Brown. She's wrapped up in the tackle of Rickard, but she's only 5 metres away from the try line. This is danger. Danger times. Sia Tonga on to Paranesa. Is repelled at the last moment too from a gutsy defensive effort here from our wahine from Wellington. Sears is pointing. This time the ball's on the ground. It'll be another set though. In fact, it's staying at 5 tackles. Sears has the ball across once again. Sia Tonga with the kick wide and waiting for it is Lucy. Lucy, here she comes, Mahuika. Oh yes. Well, we know that Lucy's got some wheels. She's patient too, waiting for that one. And that'll be really a great feeling for the young winger. And the referee allowed that to play on. But have a look at Sia Tonga's skill again.
Oh, mate, and you called it perfectly before. You talked about Lucy Mahuika, who, if she gets the ball and gets some room to move, we'll get to see the best of her. And smart work once again from the 12 playing in the 6 role, Cassie Sia Tonga. She decided not to throw the 3-4 metre 4-person cutout pass. She did the old kick pass, kicked it over to the corner where only Lucy Mahuika could get it. Like you said, Dal, we saw the best out of her when she had a little bit of room to move. Stepped on the inside of the oncoming defence and ran around closer for her kicker, Cassie Sia Tonga. 100% strike rate today, 2 from 2 from both sides of the field. Looking to make
Cassie.
it 18-0.
Here we go, Cassie. Go get them to in there. Here we go. Stamp your feet and clap your hands. It's Cassie. Sia Tonga. I had to wait a moment there. Good idea, Cassie. Yeah, she's a class act, all right. No doubt about that. Kick the ball, crossfield kicks, straighten, hold shots. Got it all going on. 18-0.
I wonder, we spoke about the youth tournament a couple times here today, Dale, and about 3 or 4 years ago, I saw the Bulldogs come over, but recently, the last couple of years, there's been more NRLW clubs. I wonder how many clubs take notice of this, because we're still seeing some class acts.
Well, if
like
you're watching,
Sia Tonga.
if you're watching, you NRL scouts, you make sure you pay our wahine good bucks. Put a couple of extra bucks on them too, because they can bring what you can't find. All righty. What are you going to say to the NRL scouts?
I do all my talking behind closed doors. That was perfect from you.
Okay, there you go.
Well with you. The diplomatic approach
The
again,
diplomatic approach. Don't be tight with the bucks, you Aussie scouts. Get deep into your wallets and pay them what they're worth. All righty, there we go. You got to have a bit of fun on the field, in sport, and in the commentary box as well, mate. This player here in jersey number 15 is certainly one to watch too, Tyler Limmer. Like the attitude on that carry too. Kyla Lee Westland.
And she's got her supporters there. We saw a couple of signs made early. This Suri Pawareza has really impressed me, though. I think her work rate is up there with the best on the field. The 2 carries are set at some stages.
Yeah, well, she's got the 3 on because I'm pretty sure she's, over the years, been very comfortable playing out wide too in the centres, but so versatile. And you can see the athleticism in Paranesa's approach.
It sort of looks like, she could play centres and they give her the ball out wide and it's pretty damaging, but you want her in the middle touching it 2 or 3 times a set because what we're seeing so far is every time she does, it's a little opportunity for Canterbury.
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoy, because she's, I don't know if she's the captain this year, but, post-match interview, she always has her real hamua, which she prioritises in her post-match corridor. And, I really respect that about her. We did have a whole lot of bully about some of these players from Canterbury, but I don't know what's happened to it. I think I've misplaced it. So those of you watching and loving them, you'll know their skills But we just, as supporters of the code and commentators, applaud each and every one of these players for the commitment they show. As I say, it's very easy to sit on the side and watch it unfolding, but you want to get into the thick of things like this. Carry, oh, you like that one as well. Good stuff. Here's Wellington. They want to score before the halftime break. It's not too far away, that hooter. 3 tries to Rapira, Lynch Brown and Mahuika for Canterbury. It's gone backwards though. Play on, says the referee, as Maya Rickard gets hold of the football, and she too has lost the football. And this is, it's rather unusual. I think this, the hooter might have gone in the background. Here's the kick downfield. The chase is on. Can Wellington survive? And indeed they can, as the referee calls it quits for the first half, an entertaining first half, albeit there have been some handling errors from both teams. So it's a bit wee-wee-wah-wah, but I tell you what, at the end of 35 minutes, it's an 18-0 scoreline for the Cantabrians here in round 5 of the National Women's Premiership, and proudly hosted and broadcast from Rugby League Park in Wellington to you this afternoon, right here in the home of NZ League, Sky Sport. We'll take a break and be back with a moment, having a look at some of the highlights of that first half. Thanks very much for staying with us here. I hope your Saturday afternoon is going well, and pleased to be part of a team that's broadcasting so many of the games from our Rugby League Premiership men's and women's up and down the country. Today's action 18-0 at the half-time break, and Canterbury well in control of this one. Of course, they are looking at coming third. They won't be the winners of their pool, but nevertheless, they'll want to be finishing up with a solid result, as we see our Wahine Tour making their way out of the sheds here at Rugby League Park, this iconic ground in the capital, and they have a 3 tries to 0 lead over the Wellingtonians. But anything can change. It was a little bit up and down as far as handling was concerned, in particular in that first half, but we take nothing away from any of our players' efforts. They will try their best. They are difficult conditions with a slick surface at Rugby League Park as well. But let's see if Wellington can lift themselves and get on the scoreboard early in the second half with this Blake Ashford. 170 odd NRL games and proudly calling NZ home for the last decade or so, based up in Tauranga Moana. And so it was a privilege to work alongside Blake and be the benefactor, as you are at home, of his experience in the code. Here's the kickoff, and that's taken by Maya Rickard. And a short kickoff as well, which is somewhat different. The wind, I guess, will be favouring Wellington here in the second half, and it's Sears once again to the hard-running Kyrili Westland, who has been a real workhorse today and starts the second half the same way she finished the first.
Yeah, she has been. She's been big through the middle third, and look, going through the notes, Dale, she's obviously come up through the NZ pathways. It shows she is a rugby league player, and obviously played with the Penrith Panthers in the Tasha Gale Cup this year. So coming back from Aussie to play in this Canterbury side, and obviously not the way they would have want to have started this second half.
Yeah, well, the Tasha Gale Cup continues to be an impressive opportunity, and we know the pathways through Penrith with its massive catchment. You know, if you can grab the attention of the Penrith connections, then you must have something going on for sure, Blake.
Yep. And look, I spoke about how this isn't how they wanted to start. It was definitely a great carry by Kyrili Westland, who we're just talking about. But on this Wellington side, if they don't have the ability that the halves do with Canterbury, I think their best option here is to run hard like this girl has all game today, Tyra Leota. She's been impressive, and I think they just got to go through and support play. Second phase is the way to go here. Yeah,
Tyra Leota has been really a standout just for the attitude that she's taking, and of course results in good post-contact meters, and her teammates could do well to emulate her approach with their carries, as Melly Cooper Cummings is wrapped up in the tackle once again by the impressive Baanesa. Here's the hard-working prop forward this time on the ball. This is Tuangalu, who'll play the ball back here to Clarence. Tiwa Mate works it to the right-hand side, looking to thread the needle, and doesn't quite come off. I thought there might have been an opportunity out to the right as Sears gets up to play the ball for Canterbury. And a sacrifice run, I guess you could call it. Just a settler this time around from the impressive fullback, Lynch Brown.
Sometimes we get caught up in games when we see the last tackle, we think we have to kick the ball. To your point, I think they did have an opportunity to pass the ball there, and they want their time over again. And if they get that opportunity, sometimes running it isn't the worst play in this weather.
Tino Quip holding it down. Often on that last play, especially when you're on attack, to just punch it into the corner and to tackle hard for a full set can be what is needed. And let's face it, the thinkers in the game are always considering fatigue factors and the like, where we are on the clock, looking at the scoreboard. There's a lot to juggle in the mind, and then a split second time to make a final decision. But that's the complexities of the game as we see our media run up here, take the ball in. Media with a quick play the ball, and Wellington have it again and an opportunity. Good defensive qualities on show here again from Canterbury, and none better than Caitlin Sears. Gee, she is a 100%. As we see Wellington just trying to create something, and again the pass was debatable. The referee, as you would constantly say, has got it right in a better position as well, Blake. So Wellington with the ball, 15 out from the try line as we get the rev ups as the 11 Leaf plays it back. Now what are we going to see? It's off the boot of Maya Rickard. Who's in for the chase? Well, look on the far side of the field. It's Lucy. No problem. Mahuika steadies herself, takes it cleanly. You can see why they like her in the squad and why Canterbury Rugby League fans, they say, I love Lucy. Should make a TV program. Quick play the ball. Yeah, I like Lucy's attitude here. Like I say, when you're not big of frame, you got to be good at things. And taking the high ball, she's shown that she's willing to have a go each and every time with the football now, Canterbury.
And I think that's gone out of the game now, to your point as well. Like, we see a lot of people of smaller stature like Lucy Mahuika out there playing and making it to a higher level because of their ability. It's not always about the size as it used to be. The game has changed a lot, and we just saw there Lucy caught a nice high ball under pressure, and we see where Canterbury finished, but they're away here.
This is Manaya, Maxwell, Puohotaua, Mahiki Tefano, and a good follow-up by Tyra. So Ms. Leota has the football here. There's 20 metres out as Piniata gets on the ball to Cooper Cummings, who's wrapped up 12 metres from the try line. Is this the moment Wellington get across the line? Well, doing her best to do that is Leva Mulikihamea, and she has the football just 5 metres short. Again to Leota. Pushes the pass back on the inside. Great defence here from Canterbury. They're putting the squeeze on, and then there's the kick into the end goal. The bounce is important. It comes back, and it's a try. It's a try for Wellington. The bounce was sweet, and the try felt good. It's the number 4, Amelia Ranapia, and Amelia gets the first try for Wellington this afternoon.
And just the kick here. Well, Leota's been the one, so I can see why they've gone to her edge. And they've just passed it back to the number 9, Clarice Tiiwi Mate, who's put the bomb up, and it looked like it was going to go too high. But you know what? You make your own luck, and there was 5 Wellington jumpers just there. And it was Ranapia who comes up with the try in the end to get Wellington back in this game, 18 points to 4. And just as Canterbury did in the first minute of the first half,
well, Amelia
Wellington get one back.
It's from the Upper Hutt Tigers, and is debuting this year. She's played in New Zealand Māori age group squads and has been an age group rep for the Orcas. So it's a wonderful reward for Amelia as we look for the extras here. This is Mania Maxwell, Portatoa. And let's hope that she slots this one. Flags are up.
Yeah, beautiful. There we go, game on. 2-point
18-6.
score.
Yeah, well, when you look at the time clock, 42 minutes gone. Yes, if they score again quickly, hey,
Yep.
anything can happen here. 12-point ball game, round 5 here of the Women's Premiership, live on Sky Sport. And it's Canterbury leading 18-6.
And I know Dan McEwen, the coach, and he would be just pulling his hair out of that first half. And the message would have been simple. If we could complete a set, we're right back in this game. And the girls, look, sorry, the ladies have come out here in this second half for Wellington and found a kick in the last 2 sets. And it's obvious they've come here and they've got the reward after 2 sets of finding the last tackle.
You know, I want to just talk where you're coming with that one too, because we spoke about it, both myself and Blake. We hear these wahine referring to each other as girls, but as guys, we feel a bit uncomfortable calling them girls, because some of them are mums and some of them, you know, quite obviously women. So, you know, as broadcasters, we're seeking for gender equity, which means we're watching players rather than genders. And so, if you can just bear with us in that. Might be appropriate for the wahine to call themselves girls, but sometimes us guys find it just a little bit awkward, and it's easy to have a slip of the tongue, but that girl did well.
Well, mate, it's look. Once again, they get to the end of a set. That's 3 in a row, and it just makes you wonder if the first half they got a couple, how close this game could have been. And they get to a 3rd kick in a row. They get another set on Canterbury's line, and anything can happen here.
Hey, look, we've got 25 minutes to play.
Yeah.
Hey, so there's plenty of footy here, and so and plenty of time. So I hope you're enjoying what might unfold. It could be a lot of fun watching this one wrap up, because both teams are finishing up for this year. This is Mele Cooper Cummings, who has the football, and it's now declared to Iwi Mate. A bit of attitude on show here is Tungalu. Takes the ball in 10 metres out from the try line. Can Wellington get across? Go, Orcas, go! The Wellington supporters are saying as the ball's dropped on the far side of the field. Gone backwards? Carl.
Knock on this time.
That's a knock on this time.
I think they got to set up like this, Dale, but they've got to go to the left, because every time Tyra Leota gets the ball, she is making 10 metres and looking so hard to stop. So for me, Wellington get another chance down there. I'll be definitely finding the number 3.
Yep, she's had a great game, hasn't she? Tyra Leota. So the scrum to be set. Canterbury had that first half pretty much to themselves. Well, certainly on the scoreboard, it was 18 blot at the break. But now they know that they're in a game here, and the Wellingtonians are saying, hey, we're the capital, and there's a knock-on.
No.
So another chance.
Just like that.
Another chance here. Let's have another look. Yeah, well, there's...
Is that Lolo here?
Was that a boot? It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, got to have control there.
So they're getting Tyra one wide of the scrum. In fact, Tyra's been asked to come in and
don't put her in the
make
scrub.
up numbers.
Ugh.
In fact, put her right into the middle to be the rake. Well, it's out into the hands of Faifua. She's put away. Kurawaka Crow, predominantly on the defensive work. Claridge Tiwi Mate holding it. Here comes Leota now. To the ground. Just 5 metres out. Less, perhaps. Claridge Tiwi Mate. Here's the charging run. And it's a great finish for Kat Winakohu. It was set up beautifully. And that will be the shot in the arm that Wellington need here. Yes, there's been some dusty play in the lead-ups, but Wellington are coming good where it really matters. As we get another look here as Keisha, Clarence Tiwi-Mate picks out the pass. It's Kat Winakohuira is into score. Wow, this puts the cat amongst the pigeons, doesn't it?
Mate, and it's so simple. It is so simple, this game we call rugby league. And, you know, it took a Kiwi third, an ex-Kiwi Fern in Kat Werakohu, just to make the game simple, not stand back and wait for it, but just to hit a line off her dummy half. And all lead-up play from Tyra Leota. She got out of the scrum, came around for that second carry, and that quick play the ball allowed what we saw unfold. And just like this, Wellington are back, and the conversion is successful. Game on.
Game on.
6-point game.
That's the like about it. And this is what footy's about. You know, you can hang your head, dip your head because things aren't going right for you in that first half. But all it takes is just a concerted effort and helping your teammates find some ground and some position and building confidence as a squad. And now they'll be believing they can win this one for sure. Plenty of time left. And certainly this experienced Canterbury team will be on their guard now, having conceded 2 tries. They went to the break 18-0. Now it's 18-12 after these tries with, well, they've just got 20 minutes or so to play, 22 to be precise.
Oh. That was a great kick-off, I must say, from Cassie Siatonga. As we know in rugby league, if the ball bounces and goes out, it goes back to the team who kicked it. And Cassie Siatonga just put it low and hard and went through, I believe, the legs. And then Rana Pia, the try scorer from earlier on, tried to flick it back in and it went forward. So just like that, there goes the momentum of Wellington. And this will really hurt if Canterbury can get across the line.
Well, we saw it in the previous game, didn't we?
Yeah.
Straight off the back of tries being scored, just eye off the ball somewhat. You might spend a little bit too much time admiring your work and instead of getting back into the grit and grind that is necessary to win rugby league matches. Canterbury have the ball. Back row Westland with the play the ball and their danger. Players are starting to surface as well. Again, they've been having to do a lot of defence, but this time they're finding themselves in the mix. 18 is Isabella Grant. She has the football now. And she's wrapped up at the tackle of Caitlin Lewin, but she's right in front of the post as it goes back to Poko. And they've got numbers. Look out here. Here's Siatonga. Cassie really benefiting from her experience playing in higher leagues. And there's Lucy Mahuika. Lost the ball once, lost it twice, in fact. But is still okay.
That was a great try-saving tackle from the player who's come across right at the end. I believe it is Rana Pia, who we saw score a try earlier, and it was just a hand just stuck out. And we know, we've seen what Lucy Mahuika has done so far. And if she didn't have that hand stuck out there, I do think Lucy gets a second.
I think so too. It just jarred the ball loose, didn't it? And that was a knock on at the back as well, isn't it? So who gets the scrum for? Oh, well, still stay as we are. Wellington with the ball. Just straightforward work. And look at the defence here, driving the ball carrier back. And then hitting the deck. There's some attitude on show here now and is needed as well. But the referee says just a little bit more than I'm comfortable with as Bunty Kuruaka Crow. He says, no, you've got to roll away quicker. You can see the 2 defenders in there, including Shade as well in jersey 4. It's a bit slow to get away.
That's another great kick as well out of their own end. Just to find good field position, and they should get an attacking couple of tackles, but it does look like the rain's picked up as well back down in Wellington. So a tough finish to the game makes it even more crucial to hold on to this ball.
Yeah, it'll be slippery like soap, there's no doubt about it. So the team that focuses most on ball retention will go a long way. This is a good carry, spirited run, needing follow through, and that's what's delivered that pass, perhaps unnecessary, as Mule Kihaamea, beautiful, long and wonderful name, just a little hard to pronounce in the commentary box. Much love to you and your whānau though, Lever. Well, it's gone a little bit puckaroo. Our images here, Hoiano, will stay with you and do as best we can. It'll come right, as it has now. Here's the crossfield kick. Still all go out here today. The bounce, and who's there? The startling Lucy Mahuika is in the in goal and fields it, saves the day for her squad, and there's high fives all around from Cassie Siatonga. You know, she stands out on the field, Lucy, and for not just her hair.
No, but and it's definitely, you know, like you said, someone who definitely does play above her weight.
Yes.
So in the mix, and she's looking good out there under those high balls. I'd probably choose a different option if I'm Wellington instead of keep kicking to Lucy Mahuika.
Yeah, hey, here's Wellington now. They've got some options, all right. That's Kitweta Kohu. Good, surging effort once again. Molikiha Kahamea. Weta Kohu. Dummy half, here's one of the strongest. Tyra Leota. Peeled back just a metre or three away from the try line. Clarity Wimate has hold of the ball. She spins, but she can't get through. The referee is counting the tackles, and they're really tough in the middle at the moment too. Canterbury realise the danger that they're witnessing. 18-12. The referee is saying, come on, roll away, give these players an opportunity. Full set of six. What's you thinking, Blake?
I'm going with the same game plan. Go to the right, open it up, and use Kat Wirakohu and Tyra Leota once again on this left-hand side. But this is where all the balls are. They can't keep going through the middle.
This is Sel Tuangalu. Oh, she's sore. I don't know. Oh, she's in great pain at the moment, Sel. It's we won't go in too close here, but what did you read into that?
Yeah, no, I think someone was just underneath and she got bent backwards.
And she's
just not a pretty sight. I'm not one for those. I sort of feel it in myself.
I know, Blake.
Yeah,
it's happened to you. We'll stay there. Well, let's just reflect back here onto what has occurred in the game while they're attending to Sel. We certainly wish you well from the commentary box. So it was an upward after 2 minutes. It took 22 minutes before another try came, and both of us were commenting on how the ball retention was really an issue from both teams. But ultimately it was Lynch Brown who came through, the fullback, and then Mahuika. So at that stage you really thought that Canterbury was going to have this game their own way. It's turned out not to be the case.
No, and look, it was, I probably sound like a broken record, but it is quite simple. You hold on to the ball, and Canterbury were doing that more than Wellington were. They just were completing more sets, and Wellington were making errors in their own end, and that's how we got to that 18-0 scoreline.
In the second half, of course, 18-0, soon after Ranapit and then Weta Kohu. And now we're poised to what could be an amazing conclusion. And we've got talent on both sides of the field, and really pleased to be able to bring this action to you from round 5 of our Women's Premiership live this afternoon on Sky Sport. It's a big weekend for sport, and of course the announcement of our national teams playing in the Pacific Championship off the back of tomorrow's action. We've already acknowledged a number of players who are leaving from the New South Wales Cup squad for the Warriors. Some of them you would have played with, including Bunty.
Yeah, I did get to play with Bunty. He's sort of someone who, might not get all the games, but he is definitely someone who you need in the team. He's one of those players that you have in the team for great morale, and it'd be sad to see Bunty go, but I'm sure he'll get one more cup before the first New South Wales Cup for the Warriors before he goes.
We are wishing our young Sela Tuangalu all the very best. Back live into the action and surging towards the line, repelled at the last minute is Mule Kihaamea. Thinking about having a go for it is Keisha Clarity with Mate. We've got just on a quarter of an hour to play here in this round 5 clash, and the steadfast attitude of the Cantabrians is evidenced here. But the set has a ways to go, and through the hands of Maya Rickard, she'll be tremendously disappointed of not to been able to secure that, because that was a good chance for Wellington.
It was. I thought they spent maybe just a couple of tackles too long in the middle third, and then when they got their opportunity, you just got to capitalise, and the knock-on was crucial.
Well, the game is about momentum, And sometimes teams can carry that momentum. It's interesting to watch it unfold. A team can have momentum for long periods. It just takes a slight mishandle, as we've seen here, for the momentum to completely change. As Cat gets it wide, and out it comes to Manaya Maxwell Puotataua, who is in to score for Wellington. And the local fans love that. A turnover of possession. What a difference, what a turnaround in the second half as the host team put it to the Cantabrians. A solid piece of defensive work and some good chain passing, resulting in the winger getting the run in to score the try out wide.
And just as you were talking about how errors were so costly after and momentum swings, how they can happen, and just like that, we saw a knock on from, I think, Cyril Lola here from the Canterbury Bull side, and then just quick interchange of passing. I thought maybe the kick, they might have made it easier on the kicker by bringing it under the post, because a very tough kick from out wide. She's going to try and convert her own try, Maxwell Puahotata.
So, the most difficult two-pointer so far today for the wing three-quarter from Wellington. And what can she deliver from wide out? She hits it beautifully. She hits it straight in, straight through. And we are locked up at 18 each. Well, this is the way to wrap up a season. It brings us into the final conclusions. And neck and neck, plenty to like about the attitude on show. Yes, you might question early on the quality of some of the footy, but the commitment, the intent can never be questioned. And now we have the luxury as viewers and lovers of the game to watch this one unfold in the way only sport can. Who will take the win? Who will take the pride of the last clash between these two squads for 2025?
Well, once again, I'm going to sit on the fence here and be the great diplomat and not choose any sides. But look, at 18-0 down, we thought Canterbury were going to run away with it. They've won 2 wins. They've had 2 wins already in this competition. Wellington still yet for their first, but a great fight back. And it just shows when those passes stick and they start playing well together, as we see some offloads here from Wellington, this is what can happen. Football and rugby league like this, 18-all. Who's going to break it?
Yeah, well, Manaya has also had some experience as well. Manaya out wide. And there's a tap that's just probably unnecessary, but that's what you get. Had a bit of a run with the Tashagal Cup too, with the Dragons, Manaya Maxwell Puho Taua, and from the Wainuiamata Lions. Yeah, just reaching out for it. She's been great today, Tyra, but the time around, if she had her opportunity again, I guess it might have been best to leave it. Canterbury with possession, just inside the half. As it's taken forward, it's been all black and gold so far in the second half. But Shante Poko, Cassie Siatonga, Suri Poanaisa, these players with their experience, Caitlin Sears, they know that they can dominate again, and they take the ball forward. This time Siatonga leaves it behind. And the wahine from Wellington, again, will get the scrum feed. And that will please them greatly. The Orcas.
It looks like Kat Wirakohu, who started in the front row, has come on for a second stint. It looks like she's playing left edge half and looks very dangerous in doing so, because I yet to see Savannah Peniata out there to finish this game. So I think Kat Wirakohu has come on in that position, and she's definitely a great ball player, as we know, ex-Kiwi Fern, so has all the IQ, all the skills in the world, putting it to use now on that left edge with Tyra Leota.
Well, I think that's where this could be won too.
Yep.
Using the IQ of field position and of mustering the troops to do the job that needs to be done. And it'll be important to see if we either of these teams hold the ball for the right deep into the tackle count and get away a decent kick. Look at the hit across the top there. That's impressive as well. Well, we might see that one again on Crowd Goes Wild. Let's hope so. because the hits are coming in left, right and centre, and the frustration is evident that time around from Willie Ka'amea. She's feeling that, hell, if she had been able to hold on to it, there a big chance. She goes in to do some defensive work to make up for her faux pas. But Sears gets hold of the ball and looks out to the left. Here's Sia Tonga with a great angled run too, back into the ruck. They're setting themselves up nicely here for Canterbury as we approach the last 10 minutes of this action in round 5. Ponacia, this time with the football. She too is driven into the ground. 15 metres out. Here's Sears. She'll dart it. She'll get the ball on as well. There's the step on the inside. The line is opening up. It's not too far away there for Poko, where she's pulled down just in front of the sticks. Sears over the top with the Harbour Bridge ball. Tonga, it's touched in flight and it bounces back. And the referee will come in and say it's a try saver. But even so, scrum feed, no doubt going to the Canterbury squad. Exciting football here as we come into the last 10.
Ranapia here, she had to stick her hand out. I thought maybe the Canterbury players could have been a bit more selfish, if I'm being honest. Very close to the line. I thought they could have gone for it, but that's a try saver. You got to do whatever you have to stop that team from scoring. And a bit of volleyball played there just to whack the ball down. They're confident they can defend for another set.
Well, let's go and see, because I'm sure that Canterbury are confident too that they can't as they send their troops forward. And with the football on the drive comes Umanga. She's repelled too. They set themselves back. Sears has a little look, throws the dummy and slices right through the middle. Well, we know the experience of Caitlin. She has plenty of tricks in her bag, and she uses but one of them here from close range to slap it down and get a 4-pointer for her squad underneath the crossbar.
Yeah, Umanga did the tough work there just with the carry. As you can see, back to the left, they were just, I think it was Caitlin Lewin, who her eyes were just on the ball carrier. Sears has done a great job today in she's been passing and just finding her runners. That time once again, Wellington thought she was passing to Kuruwaka Crow, hitting the ball hard, but as any good dummy half does, they keep their options alive. And Caitlin Sears jots over. I'm not going to say it's the match winner. I'm not going to say that just yet.
Hot, absolutely.
We've got 8 to go.
Constantly diplomatic you've been. Let's follow this one through. And no problem. Maybe I should have given it a bit of a roar. See, Tonga's got it again. So there we go, 6 points in it.
I think there might be one more try left in this game. I don't know who to, but I've got a feeling there's one left.
Yeah, I think so as well. Have a look here. Caitlin Sears is something of a mind reader. Watch this. There we go.
Too easy. Yep. Just opened straight up, didn't it?
Yeah, like a can of spaghetti.
Mate, I've got a whole dossier of these today.
A dossier?
Dossier.
Okay. Well, you're allowed to weave French into our commentary, no problem, mon ami. Number 22 with the restart. That's Ket Wirakohu. 24-18. There's another try in here, but which team will get it? That's the question. Good solid defence here. Well, I know they've been in a game, both of these squads, but a fitting way to conclude their seasons of representative football. For all of our wahine watching in today, it's a great game, rugby league, especially for our rangatahi. Do you know it's one of the high growth areas in rugby league? Is our rangatahi wahine. Our 13's sluggish getting up. Kyra Lee, good to see her on her feet again. This is Kyla, fullback. Lynch Brown, good talent, no doubt. Sears was appealing. Look, she said, we got that. And just going on with it a little. It's a big plaster on the referee's head by the looks of things.
I think it might be the earpiece.
Oh, true.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
If they do have the earpieces, might as well, could be a plaster.
I've had some humour from the refs anyway, throwing up the pseudo TV in the middle of the previous game. I think just to accommodate a request from one of the players. Is Ponaisa once again. She's a strong player. And a great contributor to the Canterbury Rugby League culture. A little dummy and straight. Wouldn't surprise me to see the red and the blacks get across again. But Wellington should just angle up here because there's something in it for them as well. Wide they go through Lynch Brown. Spinning away from one. There's the ball down. Pick it up. And the ref will give the scrum feed to the home team, as is justified as well. Here's another look. It was there for the taking.
Oh, look, I love the work, Lynch Brown. She looks lively. Every time she touches the ball, looks like something's going to happen. So Shante Poko knew exactly who to get the ball to, just didn't work out that way, and Wellington have to march 90 with 5 minutes to go just to equal this game up.
Long way to go, but doable. If they can set one of their outside wheels alight, as the ball back on the inside, deemed as a settler. Once again, and Suri Ponaisa, skillful defender that she is, she'll be in this one again too. So these back-to-back tackling efforts really inspiring for her teammates as well. Great game from the experienced player.
They got to shift this ball to the left. Again? It is. Yep, that's almost every tackle they set, I believe.
And well, this time around takes a bit of a breather. Let's see what can happen here. Just a few minutes to play here in round 5. Last roll of the dice here for these Wahine Toa. As the ball's taken deep, is one of our favourite players to see in possession. Now it is Lolo here. A little bit high, yes, the referee took exception there. And Cirilla took a shot, but she's to her feet, so all is well.
And they'll slow it down. Poko will know exactly what to do. Kick for touch. They'll play the set out, and Wellington might have one more shot with it. I just think that they have to, as they did previously, settle it on the right, and they've got to go to that left, that danger edge. I think that's where they're going to have some joy, if anywhere.
24-18. There could be another try in it. Stay with us, Ehoma. This is Ripena Umaga, who has the football. Proud Wellington-based whānau, the Umaga clan. Back row of Kyra Lee Westland, when she can hold her head up, there's no doubt about that. She rips into her work, and you can see why she is a player to be watched and applauded with her efforts. Caitlin Sears has had a superb game today, directing the traffic and gutsy defensive work as we see chiming in nicely. Kyla Lynch-Brown, the offload is skillful, and Shade McGregor-Paco is in to score on the far side of the field. That is a fitting conclusion if that is to be the last try. And it's a beautiful work there from the fullback chiming in to set it up for his centre partner.
Yeah, it was beautiful work. There was options out there, and once again, Cassie Siatonga just goes to the line and straightens up. And our girl Suri Poaraisa hits a beautiful line, doesn't get the ball, but is a great decoy, sucks in the defense, as you could tell. And out the back, Kyla Lynch-Brown. The work as well, she still had a bit to do. She could have probably gone herself for the corner, but straightens the attack up, draws the fullback, and passes off to Shade McGregor-Pakau, who gets the final try, you will believe, of the afternoon. And Canterbury get their 3rd win of the tournament to finish 3rd on the ladder, leaving Wellington, even though fighting and playing some great footy throughout the tournament, winless in this competition.
Yeah, well, Shade's been a long-serving veteran of this Canterbury squad, and she too continues to provide such stability out wide as we see Cassie from wide out. One of her tougher kicks this afternoon at 28 points to 18. And just a few moments to play. Here's Cassie from wide out. We'll ride it home with it. Go, Cassie, go! Oh, yes, Cassie! Way to go, sister! Shee-hoo! As the saying goes. Do you like that one?
That was beautiful. That's another one added to the list.
Okay, mate. You can use them. Okay. Good stuff for Cassie. She's had a good game, mate.
She has been outstanding. Probably if I had to do the 3-2-1, she'd be getting my 3. I thought she was outstanding today. A bit quiet in the second half. So that is how the game's gone. Canterbury have been a bit quiet in this second half, just scoring probably the last 5 minutes, but 4 from 4, 5 from 5 today. Cassie Siatonga has been exceptional, not just off the boot, but ball playing as well.
Well, you know, I could have accusations of unprofessionalism, so I better get in and have some fun. Could be the last game I ever get invited to call after these outbursts.
No, they've been keeping everyone awake, as we've just heard.
There we go, there's the hooter. Well, it's been a pleasure once again. You know, as we said right through our commentary, we respect all of the players that take part in this competition at the post-end of their club seasons. And, of course, that wraps it up for both teams as far as the provincial championships are concerned. An 18-0 lead for Canterbury. It's converted into a 30 points to 18 victory, but not without some gutsy efforts too from the host squad, the Wellington Orcas. Hope you enjoyed the action full time here in round 5 of the NZRL Women's Premiership. It's Canterbury 30, it's Wellington 18. Well, it's always neat to acknowledge too the role of kotahitanga and of karakia. It's a part of New Zealand sport that is undeniable as players bend knee to give thanks that they've come through without injury. It's just a part of the way that our sport is playing out in modern day NZ. And you can see here the camaraderie of players. Let's have a look at some of the highlights of the second half of action, and we'll get some thoughts as well from the captains in just a moment. Here's our full match highlights. It started off after 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was beautiful work, and it happened so quick to Rapira. But as you said, it took 22 minutes for the second try, and the one who we were just talking about, Siatonga, gets it onto Lynch Brown out the back, and it's a similar play to the last try, and Lynch Brown just does it too easy, runs under the post for an easier conversion. So we're moving along as well. Just before half-time, they had one last shot, Canterbury, and instead of passing it, cutting out 3 or 4, Siatonga once again, this time with the boot. And I know Dale's favourite, Lucy Mahuika, we were waiting for her to get some room, and she works beautifully with it. So we move along to the second half, 18-0 down. Wellington look to come back, and Leota with the offload. A bit of luck involved with this, but in saying that, there are 5 jerseys there, and Ranapia gets the try, and a conversion successful to get it back to 18-6. As they do, and Wellington had all the running. Leota, probably the standout for Wellington today. And it was a quick play the ball here, and the old Kiwi Fern, Wirakohu, instead of standing back waiting for the ball, she just charged onto it and was too strong close to the line. Canterbury struggled in this second half just to come away and try and put points on the board or even a set together. And Wellington capitalised as Maxwell Puatawa gets across the line, and what a tough conversion she had from out wide as well, but she converted her own try. And as Wellington did in the men's game, this Wahine game was the exact same. After scoring points, they allowed Canterbury to get the ball, and Caitlin Sears, one we had our eyes on all game, she played to her forwards like any good dummy half does, and when the opportunity arose, shall I say, she took it and scored points. And just to finish it off, we had some beautiful lead-up play, and McGregor Pakau scores out wide to seal the deal for Canterbury. Close to the game, 30 points to 18. The Canterbury Bulls go to Wellington and get 2 wins in the Wahine and the men's game.
Kapai, thanks very much to you, Blake. It's wonderful. Let's go down and get some thoughts from the winning captain, Shade McGregor Pakau, as with Fred.
Well, Shante, bit of a game of 2 halves there. I mean, 18-0 at half-time, but they really came back at you.
Yeah, 100%. We got the start that we wanted, but it was just that Frickin' hell. It was just that middle part of the game that we just really switched off and it just got a bit clunky. So I'm glad we fixed it up towards the end and finished strong.
Reflecting back on the season, you must be really pleased with the way that things have gone.
Yeah, 100%. All we wanted to do was just prove that we can play a good brand of footy down in the south, and hopefully we did that for everyone. It's already cold.
Well, we might call it there then.
Thank you very much. See you.
Yeah, that's very cool, isn't it? And that's the way it should be at the end of a season. Congratulations to Shante Puko. You know, she's been a wonderful contributor to women's sport, women's rugby league in particular. And I'm not surprised people want to get photos too, because such strong contributors across so many years. And it really epitomises what sport is about. We've seen the karakia, we've seen the water throw, we've seen the mana that is being presented, and of course even to the warm down. So important in sporting circles to adhere to that and to lessen the chances of injury. I'm not quite sure if we're going to get some thoughts as well for the Wellington team. But it's been neat calling with you too, Blake.
Thanks, mate.
It's a big rugby league weekend, and you know, Sky Sport, what do you think of their commitment each year to cover this sort of provincial down-home style league fixtures?
I love it, and I know being on the ground, you know, you hear a lot of the people and the players, they love, you know, being here because some might not make it to the next level, but getting here to support their whānau, you know, as we see our live pictures here, the Westland whānau are out there, but, you know, they get to see their kids play on TV or go to the grounds and see them represent their district at a high level. So it's awesome to see, and I love what Sky Sport do in collaboration with New Zealand Rugby League, and hopefully it does continue. It's a great partnership.
Let's go back to representatives of the Wellington Wahine, and we'll go and get some post-match thoughts there.
Well, Keisha, what a good second half you guys put together there.
Yeah, look, towards the end of the season, obviously, we're starting to find some cohesion and some really well-blended position work with each other. So I guess never too late. Not quite the result, but look, we improved each week, and yeah, we're quite satisfied with the performance that we put on, even though there was no result in our favour. But we're happy with that.
Looking back at the competition as a whole, what are the key learnings from your guys' side?
One percenters, we say this probably every week, but I guess just trying to do more of that and string it along for longer periods of the game. We've got a very new squad too, 10 debutants, 11 debutants, so we're very much in the rebuilding phase, but we did a lot of good stuff out there and we just need to do more.
It's good to test and play and test yourself at this level though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the campaign's quite short. We've only had 5 games, so you've got to get the ball rolling from the get-go, but that's footy, right? So credit to the Canterbury ladies. Great effort from both teams today, just unfortunate for us that we came out on the bottom. Yeah,
exactly. Commiserations on the result today, but you know, I think you guys done really well for the competition. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Choice. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Fred as well for his work on the sideline, and all our camera staff at Rugby League Park in Wellington and in the studio as well. I'd like to meet to Stacey, who helped to direct our 2 games today, and also to my co-commentator, Blake Ashford. And to you at home, mihiana kia koutou I o koutou manakitanga ki te kaupapa tākaro I te ahi nei. Mauri ora, stick around, still plenty of good footy tomorrow. We've got another wahine game from Borahui Pōkeka, Huntly. It's Waikato up against Auckland. And of course a huge day across the Tasman tomorrow with the Warriors New South Wales Cup team in the interstate final, the NRLW final, and of course the grand final of the NRL. Thanks for joining local coverage of sport live from Te Whanganui-a-Tara from Rugby League Park. We bid you farewell and wish you and your whānau well for the day ahead. And thanks for watching local sport right here on the home of NZRL. You know it, Sky Sport. Catch you guys later. Ngā mihi.